Welcome to this explainer. I am so thrilled you're here. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? If you're aiming for a top score in the IELTS test, there's one specific section that consistently strikes fear into the hearts of even the most prepared test takers, and that is part 3 of the speaking test. Well, today, we're going to tackle those intimidating, abstract, and philosophical questions head-on. By the time we're done here, you are going to have a complete, highly actionable blueprint to systematically reach that coveted Band 9 level.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, decoding part 3. Then, the perfect start. After that, the PEE framework. Then we'll cover the Band 9 lexicon, and finally, the practice blueprint.
All right, starting off with section 1, decoding abstract part 3 questions. Imagine you're sitting right there in the exam room. The stopwatch is ticking, the pressure's on, and the examiner drops this question on you. What is the role of happiness in modern society? Now, this is an actual philosophical question, pulled straight from our source material. Notice how it's not asking what makes you happy. This requires you to step back and analyze broader concepts, ethics, and human behavior as a whole.
And honestly, this brilliantly highlights the biggest trap that test takers fall into. So many candidates rely entirely on personal anecdotes. Like talking about a fun day they had at the park. Listen, that is a fast track to a Band 6. Your Band 9 goal is all about analytical reasoning. You absolutely need to think critically and express balanced opinions, examining the issue from a societal level, not just your own personal bubble.
To actually pull this off, we need to understand what fluency truly means. Let me put on my examiner hat for just a second. We are evaluating your hesitations against the official Band 9 descriptors. A Band 9 speaker can pause, for sure, but that hesitation, it's strictly content-related. It means you are pausing to formulate a really complex, abstract thought. If you hesitate because you're desperately searching for grammar or you just don't have the vocabulary, that is a language-related hesitation, and it will severely drop your score.
Okay, moving on to section 2, the perfect start, paraphrasing.
Rule number 1 here, do not be a parrot. Parroting is when you just repeat the question back as a statement. If the examiner asks about your favorite sport and you say, "My favorite sport is," you are totally wasting an opportunity. Instead, you've got to paraphrase. Restating the question in your own unique words not only shows the examiner immediate comprehension, but honestly, it buys you crucial thinking time to build a much stronger starting point for your argument.
Which leads us nicely into section 3, the PEE response framework.
So, the secret sauce here is using the PEE framework: point, explanation, and example. This is exactly how you generate those coherent, lengthy responses. First, you make a crystal clear point. Then, you provide an explanation to really deepen that analytical reasoning. And finally, you follow it up with a conceptual example. This structure literally forces logical cohesion. It totally prevents you from giving those flat, one-dimensional answers or, worse, drifting completely off topic.
Now, the trick to seamlessly connecting these steps lies in your choice of advanced connectors. When you hit that example stage of the framework, whatever you do, avoid using those basic discourse markers over and over again. Instead, try dropping in phrases like "a case in point would be" or "this manifests itself in." It instantly elevates your coherence, especially when you're discussing highly abstract patterns.
All right, let's dive into section 4, applying Band 9 lexical resources.
We really have to upgrade your wording to match these big global themes. Instead of saying vague words like stuff for things, use precise terminology like innovations. But more importantly, to really lock in that Band 9, we want to use nominalization. That means turning verbs or adjectives into nouns to emphasize abstract concepts, like saying the importance of innovation cannot be overstated. Plus, when you're tackling abstract questions, use modals like might, could, or may, along with conditional sentences to express complex hypotheses.
And that builds perfectly into how we elaborate. To keep a super smooth flow and avoid repeating yourself, you have to vary your phrasing. Instead of always falling back on "I mean," switch it up. Use "to put it another way," or "let me elaborate on that." Doing this proves to the examiner that you have absolute flexibility and structural precision in your lexical resource.
Finally, section 5, the practice blueprint and role play. Let's make this actionable. First up, you need to set a 30-day challenge calendar. Design a weekly revision schedule where you map different days of the week to specific conceptual categories. So maybe Monday is technology and AI, Wednesday is ethics, and Friday is education. This effectively helps you mentally file and organize your complex philosophical arguments way before you ever step foot in that exam room.
Next is your daily checklist. We have to simulate real exam conditions here. Grab a stopwatch for targeted 2-minute speaking drills. This builds your endurance for longer abstract explanations and helps you practice managing those pauses. You should also include shadow practice exercises with actual exam cue cards. Listen to high-band native speakers and practice imitating their natural rhythm and flow. Oh, and always record your audio sessions. I know it can be a little awkward, but listening back is the best way to spot your own weaknesses.
And remember the magic number, 1 minute. During part 2, you are given exactly 1 minute of prep time. You've got to use this time strategically to build a really strong thematic plan. If you map out your past, present, and future correctly in part 2, you are going to carry incredible momentum right into those complex discussions in part 3.
Another totally game-changing addition to your mock study plan is peer role-play. Get together for some group discussions and take turns playing the examiner. Critique your friend's answers directly against those official Band 9 descriptors. Focus heavily on whether their arguments actually have logical cohesion, and give real feedback on their lexical range. It is an unbelievably effective way to train your brain to hear exactly what the examiner is listening for.
Just a quick warning before we wrap up today. Keep these golden rules in mind. The absolute biggest mistake you can make is memorizing chunks of academic text and just forcing them into your answers. Please, don't do it. Sounding overly formal or robotic can seriously backfire. Focus on the actual meaning of what you're trying to say and only use those advanced phrases when they naturally fit the conversation. Ultimately, natural intonation is what truly secures that top score.
I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. Is it better to prioritize individual freedom or societal rules? I challenge you right now. Grab your stopwatch, set it for 2 minutes, apply that point explanation example framework we just covered, and start practicing your analytical reasoning. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep up the fantastic work and happy practicing.